Hi guys, today we are going to make a very simple project. So we are going to be making a lantern swag. This is going to go on my lantern, that's going to go on my front porch. And so I thought this would be something a little bit smaller and simpler for you guys to try to design. So what we are going to start out with, believe it or not, this is a branch from an old Christmas tree. So if you have your old Christmas trees, don't just chunk them. You can take these little branches and use them in different projects. So I'm just taking one of the branches. We're just going to kind of fluff it out a little bit. And don't worry about this little piece. If you want to, you can cut it off, but I didn't worry about it just because you're not going to see it. And we're just going to be using four sprays today and some ribbon, and that is it. It's going to be super easy. So I'm going to start with our fern bush, and all we're going to do is we're just going to take and kind of find the middle, and we're just going to bend these stems down. Okay? And it's just going to go right in here. Now, I'm not going to zip tie it yet because we're going to zip tie all of these together when we get them in here. We're just going to lay these down. I just split it in the middle. So half are going down, half of the branches are going up. And we'll have something like that. Okay? Now let's go in with, trying to see if I want to do my berry and then that. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to go in with this berry spray, and we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to keep, I might actually have to cut this one because it's kind of long. Yeah, I am going to have to cut it. So let me cut this. Let me cut it a little shorter. So we're just going to lay it right here. It'll get zip tied in with the other one. And then our bottom piece. Just going to cut it a little shorter. And it's going to lay right there. And we'll zip tie all this in the middle here when we get them all added. Okay. Now I'm going to go in with this fun little, I don't know what it's called. It's a little grass bush. And again, I'm just bending it down. So I've got two going down, one going up. I don't need the stem that long, so I'm going to go ahead and snip the stem. I'm just going to weave these kind of in, and once we get it on our lantern, we can play around with it some more as well. Okay. This little piece is giving me fits. All right, and the last thing is I'm going to add this ranunculus filler bush. Now we probably are going to have to cut this up. I think it's going to be too tall. Yeah. I'm going to cut the stems a little shorter. Let's add some on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to take all of this that we have together, and we're just going to zip tie it right here in the center, and I'm making sure that I get all of these little stems up in there. So we have no glue. And now we're going to add our bow. This is what we have. We're going to add our bow right here, and it'll be ready to go on our lantern, and we can fluff. So I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to be using the same ribbon that I have on the wreath that I made for my front door. So I'm going to take, and I'm just going to make a little funky bow. So I'm going to do about 8-inch tail going up top. This is just a 2.5-inch ribbon. Give it a twist right there in the center. I'm going to go about 6 inches on my loop and twist it. Go 6 inches on this side. And pinch it down. And then I'll cut. Now I'm going to leave my tail on the bottom a little bit longer. Okay, now let's go in with the green. So this is a 1.5 inch. So pinch. Now I'm going to go in a little bit shorter. So that was at 6 inches, so I'm going to go about 5.5 inches. Twist. About 5.5 and scrunch it down. And I'll leave that one a little bit longer as well. Okay, and lastly we'll go in with this pink. And I'm going to make this loop about 5 inches. Now I'm going to take a zip tie, 2 zip ties. I'm going to take and just slide this first one underneath. And then I'm going to take the other zip tie, because this is what we're going to tie around our design, our little lantern swag. And I'm going to tie it tight, but not too tight. That way I can get in here and fluff my tails up. And now I'm going to cinch it tight. And now I'm going to take and gonna add some ribbon to the back of this so that we can tie it on our lantern. I'm gonna make it kind of long. Just gonna tie it off in the back. Okay, now let's get this added. We're going to use the zip tie and go right around the center again, just where we had the other zip tie. Okay, now let's flip out our tails. I'm going to take this part of our piece that we're going to use to wrap around. So I'm going to pull that to the back. Let's get our tails. We'll go ahead and give them a dovetail. We are almost done. This took us like 12 minutes. We have a cute little lantern swag. And there we go. So now let's get our lantern. I'm going to cut this, there's a little piece right here of this branch that's kind of not wanting to bend, so I just cut it off. So now let's get our lantern and we can attach our pretty little swag. Okay, so we have our lantern, and I've just taken and put a little bunny and a little carrot in there. It's not glued down or anything. That way we can just take it out once Easter is over, and we can still use this on the porch for spring. So I'm just going to take now the ribbon that we pulled around to the back, those tails that we created, and I'm just going to tie this around my lantern. And I'm going to kind of pull it to the side. And there we have it. Super easy and quick. And this is going to sit on my porch. So I hope you guys enjoyed this easy design. Until next time, bye guys.